almost everybody who has seen that flag is shocked to discover that, yes, on top of the blue police flag, the GSU have this maroon flag of their own. They do alternate at it, and this is their own flag. Of course, the DCI used to have the blue flag, but from the time when the National Police Service started, the DCI now have their own, they now use the National Police Service flag. Unless, of course, the DCI is within a police formation, like a sub-county office, county office, and regional office. But where they have their own compound, the DCI use the NPS flag. The GSU alternate between this flag and the blue one. So there's no problem with them using this one. The purpose of this recording is that the first time I appeared on KTN News and told story, I said that all GSU officers are marksmen. As the program is called, KTN Untold Stories, it means that that is a story that had not been told. Later, Mukurugenzi recorded and repeated exact things that I had said without acknowledging me. I'll not pursue that, but I want to clarify how all GSU officers are marksmen, especially bearing in mind that during the recruitment, we are all recruited together. I'll come to that. During my recruitment, 1982 October, we were recruited with policemen and GSU men. But when we went to Kiganjo, we found police women there. Later on, police women were publicly recruited together with policemen and GSU. At the formation of the National Police Service, now there is recruitment of all of them. During my time, we were recruited in Nairobi at Mathare Police Depot next to the mental hospital. We had two lines. One had about 13 people and the other one had 6. Now we didn't know, we were just told go to first door and go to the second door. And then a Maasai fell down unconscious, and then he was asked, why are you falling down? And kazi askari takikani kizunguzungu. And then he said that he had walked all the way from Kajiado to Nairobi, and for the 3 days that we had undergone recruitment, he neither ate nor slept. During the daytime, we could undergo the recruitment exercise with him, and at night he would look for any Maasai and he would stay by the road, by the fireplace till morning. And the only things he would do was to take tea, milkless tea, with roasted bananas. That is what he had had. 3 days, no food, no sleep. That is when he was asked, unafanya nini kwa laini ya Kiganjo? Sungeenda kwa laini ya GSU. Then he was taken from our line, which was longer, and they looked around at those people who were lining up, then picked on one person who appeared weaker than the others and exchanged. Nowadays, during the recruitment, somebody is asked whether he wants to go to the GSU, AP, or the general duties. Most of you know the general duties as regular police. Now, when you are taken as a general duty officer, as a general service unit officer, you undergo training. If you don't fit the bill, you remember recently some boys, after passing out, they started misbehaving and whatever, and they were supposed to go for a training. That is what we call conversion course, where they were to be taken to general duties, or as you call it, regular police. So with the GSU, you have to undergo a lot of physical and maximum training. If you don't fit it, you go to the general duties. If there is an alarm at a police station, the police officers take any gun that is near there. But with the GSU, you are allocated a gun, and you see, in the shooting system, they try to see if for any talent, there are two things. You have to have talent, and you have to have interest, and you have to do a lot of practice. So during that training, they try to identify if you have shooting talent, which they use it to upscale it. If you can't, you go to general duties. After they have trained you and found that you have the talent and you have the interest and you have the physique to do it, they allocate you a specific gun. This gun, even the guns which are at the police station, they have nuts and bolts, which are done for specifying people who are. But you see, you are not used to that gun, and you pick any. So, but with the GSU people, the gun is turned left, turned right, turned up, down, so that it fits your whatever. And then you are told to shoot at the middle of the picture. If they find that you shoot to the northeast, and they try to advise you to try and shoot at the middle, then they see that your eye is somehow tilted to, let's say, northeast. They advise you to aim in the middle, and as you are about to shoot, then they tell you to aim in the southwest. So when you aim at the southwest and fire, it will come to the middle, because they know that you are leaning to the northeast. The same applies to the reverse, and the same applies to the northwest and southeast. So that is how they call it zeroing, to make so you are used to that gun, and you are shooting, you come to the target, that is zeroing. And that is why the GSU are all marksmen and physically fit. As time goes on, you get old and tired and whatever, so you find that as people get aged, unless you are working there in the administrative wing, that is, you command several askaris, then you remain there. But as you get old, you are taken back to the regular police. That is why you find that, of course, they can't take a young person and make him to be an SP or an SSP who has never been there. But you find somebody who is old, who is an SSP, SP, and chief inspector and whatever. These are people who basically had their background in GSU. And at the time when I was recruited, they discouraged direct entry inspectors to the GSU. Everybody had to start from recruit. Of course, people like Ben Gedhi, were the initial sub-inspectors who were taken there during independence. But then they stopped that and said that everybody has to start from the boots. But then, if you know somebody, you know the commissioner of police, the last one before we turned into, before we started the National Police Service and brought in the Inspector General, he is among those officers who, when they reintroduced the direct entry inspector of police into the GSU, he was one of them. He was a mayor, I've forgotten his name, but in the comment sector, I'll tell you. And that, I think today you have learned two things. You have learned that the GSU have their own flag, and you have also learned that why the GSU are marksmen and physically fit.